3 extremely famous names in Korea and 3 controversies. Today, I'm going to tell you the truth behind the headlines that shook the Korean industry over the past few days. Jennie called lazy after statement. Jennie from Blackpink is once again the target of heavy criticism, and once again, over something trivial. A recent video of the singer went viral on social media, with thousands of people calling her lazy, spoiled, and unprofessional. All of this because of a sentence completely taken out of context during an interview with Odyssey Music. In the clip circulating on X, formerly Twitter, Jennie says, "I get super lazy when I have too much to do." That alone was enough for dozens of accounts to accuse her of disrespecting fans, not taking her job seriously, and even using it as an excuse for alleged past performance issues. The hashtag #LazyJennie quickly became one of the top trending topics on the platform, and attacks came from all directions. But what really stands out here isn't what Jennie said, it's how eager people are to believe the worst. The viral clip completely ignores the context of her words. In the full interview, Jennie was talking about daily tasks, the kind everyone has to deal with. She mentioned that when she's overwhelmed, she avoids opening her to-do list app because it only increases her stress. It had nothing to do with skipping rehearsals, missing commitments, or working less. Still, the edited version of the video spread as if it were a confession from someone who hates her job. And that brings us to the main point. Are people really interested in the truth, or do they just want another scandal to entertain themselves? This case reignites a long-standing debate, the unequal treatment Jennie receives compared to other idols. When a male K-pop artist says he's tired or feels burnt out, the common reaction is empathy. Human king, rest, you deserve it. But when Jennie admits she needs to slow down, she's called lazy and ungrateful. The standard changes depending on who's being judged. This double standard has come up before. Jennie has been criticized for wearing clothes deemed too short at Coachella. She's been accused of not having enough energy in choreographies, as if she weren't one of the most scrutinized and pressured idols in the world. Even walking with her shoelace untied became a topic of debate. The truth is, for a portion of the public, anything she does becomes a reason for judgment. What also can't be ignored is the role of social media and the accounts that profit from this kind of controversy. Profiles known for stirring drama, like K-pop Flopera, cut the quote, changed the tone of the caption, and posted the video as if it were a major expose. This brings engagement, likes, and comments. And the more people react with outrage, the more the algorithm pushes the video. It becomes a cycle. Controversy, reaction, more controversy. And in the middle of all this, a person's image gets destroyed over something they didn't even say that way. Blackpink fans tried to step in, sharing the full video and explaining the context. They also reminded everyone that Jennie has always been active in the group's projects, ad campaigns, and solo work. She's not known for missing rehearsals or dodging responsibilities. Quite the opposite. The problem is that these defenses don't go viral. The public prefers scandal over explanation. And social media is built exactly for that, to feed whatever triggers the strongest emotional reaction, even if it's a lie. Odyssey Music still hasn't released the full official interview, which only helps keep the out-of-context clips circulating. Meanwhile, the singer's reputation continues to be attacked over a harmless comment, twisted into something ugly. Brands that have deals with Jennie are already on alert, and it's likely that future campaigns will need image cleansing before airing, all because of a casual joke about to-do lists. In the end, what's really at stake here isn't Jennie's supposed laziness. It's the laziness of those who refuse to seek context before spreading judgment. And what's even more worrying, this isn't new, it isn't rare, and it's going to happen again. Because the internet prefers an easy villain over an explanation that takes more than one click. Jae-soo finally returns to Korea, after years. Back in 2021, Jisoo's name was erased from the entertainment industry, as if he had never existed. The reason? Serious allegations of bullying, school violence, and even sexual harassment during his high school years. The backlash was so intense that he was abruptly removed from the drama River, where the Moonrises lost contracts and shortly after vanished from Korean media. Was it the end of his career? Many people thought so. But now, in 2025, Jisoo has reappeared in Seoul after a long time, on vacation, posting TikTok videos, Instagram photos, walking his dog named Princess Gongju, with a cute caption, "A real day with Princess Gongju." The issue is that, even after all this time, the public doesn't seem ready to forgive him. Many people weren't pleased with this cute comeback that made no reference to the past. Since the accusations, Jisoo stayed silent for a while. He completed his mandatory military service and then disappeared from the Korean spotlight to seek a second chance in the Philippines. There, he landed a few roles in local productions like the dramas Black Rider and Abot Kamay na Pangarap. That's also why he now appears speaking English in his videos. It's the language he started learning abroad. All of this made it seem like he had given up on a career in Korea. But now, with this return, many see it as a test. to see whether the Korean public has moved on or if the resistance still stands. What really bothered the public, apparently, was the way he came back, just posting a video, smiling, showing off his dog, as if the only thing he needed to prove was how much of a loving pet dad he is. It felt like everything had been swept under the rug, like a few years away were enough to undo the impact of those serious accusations. Of course, there were some attempts at defending himself. In interviews outside Korea, Jisoo denied parts of the accusations. He claimed that some stories were fabricated, like the widely circulated rumor that he urinated in a classroom trash can. He also stated that he had contacted one of the accusers and that this person had retracted their claims and apologized. But none of this was ever officially or transparently clarified within Korea, and his silence at the time gave the impression that he stepped away more out of convenience than remorse. Now, with this carefully staged reappearance, public opinion is divided. Some fans are celebrating his return, saying he deserves a second chance, that he's already paid the price, and that no one should be judged forever for youthful mistakes. But a larger portion of the public sees his posts as a veiled attempt to manipulate public opinion, a rebranding without dialogue, a soft comeback that relies on the short memory of the internet and the emotional appeal of a cute dog. And there's more. The timing of his return isn't random. The Korean entertainment industry is currently going through a sensitive phase, where old scandals are being brought up more frequently. Public tolerance seems lower than ever, and the demand for accountability is high. Still, some actors and idols have managed to return, but only when they've shown they genuinely learned something from the past. What's unsettling in Jisoo's case is that this part seems to have been skipped. In the end, Jisoo's return raises more questions than answers. Is he really planning to resume his career in Korea, or is he just visiting? Will the public accept this attempt at reconnecting without a proper explanation? And more importantly, is the industry ready to welcome back someone who never truly addressed what pushed him out in the first place? For now, what we have are well-edited videos, rehearsed captions, and a silent attempt to regain ground. But if Jisoo truly wants to rebuild his career, he's going to need more than a stroll with Princess Gongju. He'll need transparency, and the courage to face a public that definitely hasn't forgotten. Eun Woo to sue haters, for the first time in 9 years. After 9 uninterrupted years of career and a nearly flawless public image, Eun Woo has finally lost his patience. And honestly, you can't really blame him. On April 25th, Fantagio, his agency, confirmed that the Astro singer and actor will be filing his first official lawsuit against those responsible for spreading defamation, malicious rumors, and personal attacks. What many call freedom of opinion is now headed to court. Eun Woo has been targeted for a while now. Since Moonbin's passing in 2023, he's had to endure cruel insinuations suggesting he was using the tragedy to gain media attention. Some users even implied that his heartfelt posts on social media, where he paid tribute to his late friend, were actually calculated, a subtle way of marketing through grief. These kinds of accusations, beyond being baseless, are disturbingly cold. But it didn't stop there. Another recent reason for criticism was the funeral of actress Kim Se-ron. Rumors spread that Eun Woo hadn't attended and had only sent a flower wreath instead. While there was no confirmed absence, just a lack of public records, that was enough for people to label him cold, indifferent, and even accuse him of boycotting fellow actors. One nasty comment led to another, which turned into an inflammatory post, and within days, Korea's most beloved idol found himself under unprecedented attack. That's when Eun Woo's fans decided to take action. They organized physical protests in front of Fantagio's headquarters, with LED trucks demanding the agency finally do something. The campaign was direct: protect Eun Woo. Fans stated they were tired of watching him be attacked with no strong response from his management. And it seems this time, the pressure worked. In their official statement, Fantagio announced that they are monitoring social media and online forums where these attacks are taking place. Moreover, they promised strict legal action against the perpetrators, citing crimes such as slander, defamation, and the spread of false information. For many, this marks a turning point. It's the first time in nearly a decade of his career that Eun Woo is taking legal action against online hate. This episode brings up an urgent discussion. Why are these kinds of attacks still so tolerated in the Korean entertainment industry? For years, idols and actors have had to deal with baseless rumors, conspiracy theories, and half-informed judgment, and the usual response is silence. Agencies often choose to ignore accusations out of fear of amplifying the situation. But this creates a dangerous precedent. It normalizes the haters' behavior, who then feel more empowered to destroy reputations based on absolutely nothing. Eun Woo is a textbook example of how even the cleanest image can't protect someone from the internet's courtroom. One of Korea's most recognizable faces, an exemplary idol, a successful actor, scandal-free, and still reduced to the target of toxic narratives. What does this tell us? that it's not about mistakes, but saturation. There comes a point when someone's constant presence becomes annoying to people who simply have nothing else to criticize. That's when attacks turn personal, and silence becomes complicity. This lawsuit might be the first step in changing that pattern. When someone like Eun Woo, with a spotless record and a massive fan base, decides to publicly sue those who defame him, the impact goes beyond his individual case. It sends a clear message. Patience has limits, and the internet is not a lawless land. The big question is, will it work? From a legal standpoint, online defamation cases in South Korea have been gaining more traction. Laws are being updated to crack down on digital crimes more severely. But in the realm of public opinion, the damage is often already done before a verdict even exists. All it takes is for a rumor to gain momentum, and the algorithm does the rest, turns lies into trends, opinions into facts, speculation into scandal. We'll have to wait and see if Eun Woo's legal action can break that cycle, or if it'll just be another case where justice comes too late. What's certain is this time he's not letting it slide, and the internet will have to think twice before spreading assumptions as if they were facts. If you liked this and want more updates on your favorite Korean artists, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. That's all for today. See you in the next video.